Namaskar, I'm Kabir Bedi and I'm 67 years young. Some of you might think it's time for me to retire and take it easy. Let me tell you, that's just not happening. Age is often a state of mind. There's no age barrier to helping other people, or to serving your city, your village, your community, or just bringing a smile to the face of a fellow citizen. That's what we should aspire to do at any age. Here are the stories of a few good people, men and women, who refuse to let age slow them down. People who find passion and vigor in helping other people. Our first story is Joyce Siromani. A gynecologist by profession, Joyce was moved by the plight of mentally challenged women in Kolkata, and she set up a home for them. Women who are normally confined to jails and mental asylums found a new home, and she rehabilitates them by training them to become financially independent and start a new life. But that's not all. This 80-plus lady wants to make sure that all these women are accepted by society just like everybody else.
"34-year-old Mariam Swami. The law calls her a non-criminal lunatic. Admitted to a mental hospital in Kolkata by her relatives, Mariam spent 4 years isolated from the outside world. This is when Paripurnata, Bengal's first halfway home for mentally ill women, came to her rescue to rehabilitate her.
I know that they will help me, but still that I want not to take help from anyone. I want to stand in my own feet. That I want.
Behind Mariam's newfound confidence and strength is 82-year-old Joyce Shiromani, a doctor from Tamil Nadu who set up Paripurnata in Kolkata in the early 90s. Shiromani picks mentally challenged women from prisons and hospitals, puts them through various processes of psychosocial rehabilitation at her halfway home, and makes them fit to face the world in 9 months.
The word Paripurnata itself had to be coined to get the real meaning of it, which means hope for a wholeness in their lives, to bring wholeness in their own lives, so that when they go out from here, they feel a whole person, to be facing the world, facing the society, facing the religion.
Residents at Paripurnata start the day by splashing colors on paper during outdoor painting sessions. From the art therapy to the melody at music classes, the transition is smooth. Activities within these 4 walls helps them find a meaning in life, something that got lost in prisons and hospitals.
I had to experience or experiment with people who have no homes or who have lost their addresses. And how do we and where do we rehabilitate them?
52-year-old Gayatri Saha is just one among many, a patient of acute paranoia. This mother of 2 was left at the hospital. Gayatri showed remarkable improvement during her treatment at Paripurnata, and in course of time, she was reunited with her family.
Joyce is very nice. I want to thank her.
But the process of rehabilitation comes with its own share of difficulties. And ironically, many a time they crop up when the girls are ready to go home.
The family refuses them. We had to ask them to try them for one month, maybe just try them for a week. And if you have any difficulties, tell us. So that is how our follow-up program started for 3 years.
Yet, each new day at Paripurnata ushers in fresh challenges for Shiromani. Challenges she confronts head-on, even now.
There are still some men who are still in the jail, who are not able to come out. And that's one of the plans, to at least begin with by taking 10 people, 10 men. But again, we are held up with no money.
Our next story is of Hirabai Ben Lobi, a true grassroots entrepreneur. Hirabai is from a tribal clan. For years, this community existed on meager means with very little real opportunity. But Hirabai changed all that. She applied for a loan to start compost organic farming and employed the women of her community, giving them a new life. But that's not all. At 60, Hirabai has started a kindergarten for children and is dreaming of even bigger things.
It was in 2002 when Hirabai, listening to the radio one day, came across a government scheme promoting organic compost. A bank loan and a radio which often broadcast tips on compost making was all the 55-year-old needed. Soon the women of the area started a cooperative, Mahila Vikas Mandal, and the result, one of the best brands of organic compost and a successful rural entrepreneurship model in Junagadh.
I wanted to improve the farming methods. That is why I took up this work.
Many benefited. Ajra Ben Abdul used to cut wood and sell. She was chased by forest guards and barely got 15 to 20 rupees for every bundle. Today, her income is manifold.
I get about 1500 rupees every month, and so I can save some money.
Economic independence was just the beginning. Hirabai Ibrahim Lobi changed fortunes of nearly 700 women in the Siddhi community. A tribal clan of nearly 50,000 spread across 20 villages of Junagadh, where poverty, alcoholism and illiteracy was rampant. Hirabai knew the written word would be the start of a revolution. A kindergarten school was started in 2002. Children of women who work at the compost farm are taken care of here. In turn, the cooperative funds the school. But Hirabai knows it's only a baby step.
एक मेरा बड़ा सपना है कि मेरे बच्चों है यहाँ सोते थी एक इंग्लिश सीखेगा ऐसा हमारा सपना है.
The confidence has spread. Most women working at the compost farm have a savings account in the local bank and have realized what small-scale entrepreneurship can do.
My grandmother always told me, don't cry in the bad times. Don't rejoice in the good times. Good and bad come and go.
For 60-year-old Hirabai Ben, age is just a number that pales in comparison with the number of lives she is trying to improve.
Coming up on the other side of the break, more inspiring stories of senior citizens who made a difference to our lives. Stay tuned for their fascinating stories.
They come now and they call me Kaka, Kaka. Everybody is calling Kaka, Kaka, and when one says, everybody starts doing that.
I do not consider being a senior citizen a disadvantage. On the contrary, I am getting more kick out of doing the job I'm doing now than I was getting it 20 or 30 years back.
Welcome to the Senior Citizen Awards, the Winners Special, here on CNN-IBN. This unique initiative recognizes the contribution of senior citizens in the life of our country, community and family. People who often put your interest above theirs, people who would easily have retired, but in fact are far from tired. Our next story is of Santa Claus. Nope, not that Santa Claus. I'm talking of Mumbai's Manilal Dand, also known as Kaka. He buys old toys for kids to play with, and he's created a kind of toy library where kids can play and spend quality time with each other. At 71, Kaka is reliving his childhood through these kids.
Every Sunday, this junkyard transforms into a child's wonderland. All because of this man. Pajamas and a shirt instead of a red costume. But at 71, Manilal Dand is the modern-day Santa Claus for these children. He's been running this unique library since 2001, offering children access to toys, board games, books, educational magazines and musical instruments which they cannot afford.
हम लोग काका के पास खिलौना खेलने आते हैं क्योंकि हम लोग के घर पे खिलौना नहीं है और हम लोग को बहुत अच्छा लगता है इधर आने.
They come now, they call me Kaka, Kaka, everybody is calling Kaka, Kaka, and when one says, everybody starts doing that.
Young at heart, once a businessman, Manilal used to volunteer at the Chacha Nehru Toy Library in Bandra. When the library closed down, Kaka didn't lose hope. He converted his former spice factory in Mazgaon into a children's library.
Hello, कौन बोल रहा है?
तो सब संभाल के रखना है. Children are almost from the slum area, and because they are not getting toys, they are enjoying a lot, and they get Sunday evening pleasure over here. So sometimes there are 50, sometimes there are 20, but they come and play.
For him, retirement only meant getting busy with a different occupation. He scours the Chor Bazaar and shops in Baikala for new or second-hand toys and spends his savings buying them.
गुड़िया का क्या?
500 का दिया.
300. अरे मिलते हैं.
Tending to his over 3,000 plants, Kaka's day is packed with activity. His love for frisbee and yoga, he says, cured even his slip disc.
I thought that my days to play are gone, but my friend Ashok Londe used to take me to 5 minutes खेलेंगे. So while playing, it used to help my movements and my one back. So I almost got rid of back due to yoga and frisbee.
At home, his family has been very supportive. They know his library helps him relive his childhood years.
He teaches me origami, lots of things, and he also taught me how to play the flute. He teaches in a fabulous way.
Children keep Kaka's spirit for life alive. Simple pleasures for a man who wanted to relive his childhood in his twilight years.
मौत लेने आए हमें मंजूर नहीं, हम बारात लेकर मौत के घर जाएंगे.
Our next story is about one man's fight against the system. He hasn't let age get in the way of seeking justice for himself or those around him, and is doing all this to save his city. H.S. Dilemma has taken on the powerful alleged land mafia and the illegal constructions in Andheri, Mumbai. He's been threatened and attacked, but he's not willing to give up the fight. Because Dilemma is a warrior and Dilemma is a fighter. Let's take a look.
I got off to go to work. As soon as I had gone, say, about 30-40 feet from my gate, he came running from behind and hit me on the back. As I turned round, he lifted it again to hit me, and it slit my shoulder. And in that pain, you know, I just screamed.
This was more than 8 years ago. Attacked for taking the land mafia of Mumbai head-on, H.S. Dilemma put up a brave fight. He survived that day and vowed to become even more determined in his fight. Today, in the bustling crowds of Mumbai, this 79-year-old crusader stands out as an image of courage and inspiration. For 30 years, undeterred by warnings and threats to his life, Dilemma has been battling illegal construction in the Andheri West neighborhood.
This all began, you know, maybe around the 1980s, when a particular mafia family came to live here. They realized that all these small structures, ground floor or maybe one-story structures, could be illegally raised 3 and 4 stories, right? And because of their reputation, they were able to cow the authorities or pocket them, one of the two things. And they went on a spree of illegal constructions. By the grace of God, I was able to stop one illegal construction.
Armed with a handycam, he gathered all the evidence and confronted the police and the BMC. The builder eventually had to restore the building to its original condition. Using right to information as his weapon, he continues fighting back not only the land mafia but also the complacency of the municipality, having written more than 1,000 letters to the authorities. De Lima was never alone in his fight. His wife of 51 years, Olive, did her best to help him out in any way, until she lost mobility due to old age a few years ago.
My wife was my partner, not a partner just in marriage and in life, but my partner also in this fight against the mafia.
In 2001, De Lima also raised his voice against the growing noise pollution and encroachments in the city in the name of religion. His campaign inspired Is God Deaf?, a documentary chronicling his silent fight against the communalism of noise pollution. His efforts paid off in 2002 when the 10 p.m. deadline on noise came into force.
तो कहते हैं ना कि डर के आगे जीत है. You know, and here is this man who is willing to die for the cause. And once a person is willing to die for a cause, who is not afraid of death, he can face anything.
At 79, H.S. De Lima is one of Mumbai's most vocal activists. He has never let his age get in the way of his mission, and he is certainly in no mood to give up.
I do not consider being a senior citizen a disadvantage. On the contrary, I am getting more kick out of doing the job I'm doing now than I was getting it 20 or 30 years back. I get a bigger kick now.
That brings us to the end of the winner special episode of the Senior Citizen Awards. We'll bring you even more stories of senior citizens who inspire us, motivate us, show us the best of mankind. All this next week only on CNN-IBN.